Big changes at the VA. Severe storms soak Middle Tennessee. And a daring discovery, how a woman turned a thrift store find into a $2,800 payday. Also, should Nashville Airport be renamed Dolly Parton?
We will have all that and more on this episode of APSU TV News. Welcome back to your APSU TV News. I'm Baylor Betts.
And I'm Michael Dangerfield. A somber birthday for a young girl who vanished from her home in East Tennessee. Summer Wells' family gathers every February to hold a vigil and to keep faith alive for her return. This year, she would have turned 9. Her story has now reached an international audience, and newspapers in the United Kingdom have featured her story. Summer vanished from her family's home in Hawkins County more than 3 years ago. She was only 5 years old. Investigators from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation have received thousands of tips and are still actively pursuing the case. They partner with local sheriff's office and searched thousands of acres for the young girl. Tracking dogs, drones, helicopters, and planes have looked for any sign of Summer. Her parents worry that she was kidnapped, a worry that still haunts them to this day. If you have any information that might help bring Summer Wells home, call 1-800-TBA-FIND. A motorcycle crash has claimed another life in Clarksville. Police say the latest deadly collision happened on Peachers Mill Road on Tuesday. Officers say 19-year-old motorcyclist Trace Kruger had to be rushed to the hospital. He later died that evening. Police are still gathering clues in this case, so if you know any information, please give them a call.
New surveillance images in a renowned effort to find the person that they say shot a father carrying his 2 7-year-old daughters in a parking lot on Nolensville Pike last month. Investigators tell WKRN police the man seen in surveillance photos shot at the 45-year-old father outside a restaurant in the 5700 block of Nolensville Pike just before 8 in the evening on February 8th. The father was reportedly walking towards the restaurant when the man driving the white Ford Flex struck him in the parking lot. The father yelled at the driver, which accused an altercation. The driver then pulled out a gun and shot the man in the hip. Anyone with any information should give police a call. Newly confirmed Secretary of the Department of Veteran Affairs, Doug Collins, promised veterans during a visit to Nashville earlier this week that massive layoffs within the department would impact their health care services. Collins confirmed the department should cut more than 80,000 jobs within the VA. WKRN reports that the VA plans to cut around 15% of its workforce, bringing it to a similar size in 2019. The department has already made its first round of cuts, which included 40 to 50 probationary employees in Tennessee and other workers. Collins said those eliminated positions have nothing to do with health care and benefits. Reporters asked Collins how fewer workers within the VA would not impact veterans' benefits. He says the department has recently included in the Government Accountability Office report for suspectability to fraud, waste, and abuse. Collins explained that the report showed that their departmental effectiveness did not improve even after thousands of positions were added to the department over the last 4 years. He did say more than 300,000 VA jobs would be protected from the VA cuts. Collins also promised to update the VA's health record management system so patient records are easily transferable.
A man caused a deadly 3-car wreck 4 years ago is now on trial. Clarksville Now reports 50-year-old Pelikna Tosi is charged with vehicular homicide, reckless driving, lack of due care, and speeding. He has already pleaded guilty to the charges. The fatal crash happened on April 8, 2021 on Fort Campbell Boulevard. Investigators say Tosi was driving a black Chevy Camaro at speeds exceeding 80 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone when he collided with a 60-year-old Kimberly Randolph. The impact flipped her car, and authorities pronounced Randolph dead at the scene. A woman is charged with firing a weapon into the air at a playground in Nashville while trying to stop a fight. Metro Police tells WKRN TV they were called to the playgrounds at Haynes Gardens Apartments on White Creek's Pike last month around 5 in the evening. Officers say one of the mothers of the children were called to the playground after she learned that her son was being beat up. When she arrived, Teresa Campbell, another mother of a child on the playground, pointed at 4 children and 2 adults, then proceeded to shoot a live round into the air. Officers reviewed several surveillance cameras in the area. They saw in the footage that there were several children playing in the area. Campbell was taken into custody this week with charges of felony reckless endangerment and 6 felony counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
A new petition is gaining traction to renew Nashville International Airport in honor of country music legend Dolly Parton. Thousands of fans have already signed, pushing this for the change to recognize Parton's lasting impact on Tennessee and beyond. Supporters say her contributions to music, philanthropy, and the state's identity make her a perfect namesake. However, officials have not indicated any plans to move forward with the renaming. Will B&A become Dolly Parton International? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for updates. We'll be back with the Political Corner right after this short break.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey everyone, I'm Jasmine Logan and welcome back to the Political Corner. A tentative ceasefire is in the works between Ukraine and Russia, but it is not clear if or when it will happen. President Donald Trump spoke with the leaders of both of the warring countries. Both President Putin and President Zelensky agreed to a tentative ceasefire. This agreement followed Putin's refusal of Trump's proposed 30-day ceasefire. Putin says sharing intelligence and aid with Ukraine must stop for a deal to take place. Zelensky says Putin is not truly interested in peace, only in prolonging the war. They have not yet decided on when the ceasefire will go into effect or what will be protected in the deal. The White House is focused on conserving infrastructure and energy, while Zelensky advocated for the protection of ports and railways. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Trump suggested the U.S. take control of Ukraine's power plants, including the largest nuclear power plant in all of Europe. The White House also wants access to Ukraine's important minerals in exchange for military aid sent during the war. Officials from all 3 countries have plans to meet in Saudi Arabia to further discuss the partial ceasefire. A gay bar in Sacramento, California has banned MAGA gear, and as a result, it has caused a rift among people who go there to discuss current events. Steve Large has the story.
This is the first time I've ever done this, worn a red Trump hat at the bar. So I was a little, nervous.
Stephen Barraza is no longer allowed to wear his red MAGA hat inside Sacramento's Badlands bar.
It's disappointing.
Badlands posted their MAGA ban on social media, reading in part, recently a guest entered the bar wearing MAGA attire, which led to discomfort among some patrons. And moving forward, MAGA-related attire will not be allowed in the venue. Barraza took this photo of himself inside Badlands Friday night and believes Badlands' new rule is because of him. He says he was in the bar for an hour and he was the one made to feel uncomfortable.
There would be a couple people that say, oh, You don't belong in here. You should be ashamed of yourself for wearing that.
Barraza was in this group of log cabin Republicans, a political group representing LGBTQ conservatives. They were together for the California GOP convention.
This is discrimination, plain and simple.
Preston Romero is the Sacramento Log Cabin Republican president and was also at Badlands with Barraza.
President Trump has been one of the most outspoken supporters of the gay community.
MAGA voted against our community. Stay out of our safe space.
Brandon Harder says the Badlands MAGA ban is good and questions Log Cabin Republicans' policies on gay rights.
The jury's out on if they're actually a part of the community. When you vote against the rights of your own people.
I want LGBTQ conservatives to come out of the closet and be seen and have these conversations with people. It's very important.
A political debate and divide over MAGA gear and where you can wear it.
The Log Cabin Republicans hope to talk to the bar owner about the issue. So far, no one representing the bar has commented. President Donald Trump signed an executive order Thursday to shut down the Department of Education. Education Secretary Linda McMahon is set to oversee the department's closure while allowing Americans to maintain access to vital benefits and services. The DOE provides billions of dollars to schools every year, regulates federal loans for over 40 million borrowers, and manages the Pell Grant and FAFSA. They also assist with services that benefit low-income students and people with disabilities. Other agencies will have to navigate taking over these new responsibilities once the DOE closes. Trump has said he plans to remove transgender students from Title IX protections and cut federal funding for schools teaching subjects like critical race theory. He also discussed redistributing some of the agency's core duties to the states. However, dismantling the department entirely would likely require help from Congress. In Northwest Georgia, there is a state border feud over lost territory. Georgia lawmakers have revived a bid to reclaim land from Tennessee that they say should be theirs. They are calling it an error that is hundreds of years old. Meg Doyle reports.
I can tell you there are vast natural resources that include mineral deposits and water. And as you know, both are in high demand, and our Georgia residents are entitled to what is theirs.
Some Georgia representatives say the southernmost tip of the Tennessee River should actually be a part of Georgia. That's because of a flawed survey from 1818 that the state never accepted.
The boundary was originally set at the 35th parallel, but an erroneous survey in 1818 placed our border south of its true location.
This map shows what the correct 35th parallel would be, cutting through St. Elmo and Eastridge. For some residents living in St. Elmo, that would mean they would no longer be Tennessee residents.
The state income tax is a big reason that we have lived in Tennessee. There are really great properties in Georgia, but it's just been a reason that we've stayed in St. Elmo.
Georgia lawmakers have tried to pass similar bills several times before.
The change that we've seen from years past is that this commission will work directly with Congress rather than looking at an interstate compact between the three states to resolve it.
But for many residents in both Tennessee and Georgia, this change is not welcomed.
Don't mess with what's working already. This is a great place to live, and we ought to just leave it.
The resolution was passed in a Georgia State House committee, but it has not yet advanced further than that in the Georgia legislature. Well, that's all I have for you guys today here in the Political Corner. Stay tuned for the weather after this short break.
Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Thank you for sticking with us for your weather. I'm Brooklyn Lisenby. Looking at our current national temperatures, over here on the West Coast, we have Los Angeles at 75, and moving along, we have Denver at 59. Taking a look at our Great Lakes region, we have Chicago at 55. Moving down south, we have Atlanta at 64, and moving up north, we have New York at 54. Taking a look at our current local temperatures, we have Montgomery County at 63 degrees with partly cloudy skies with sunshine coming out through the afternoon. We have south-south winds up to 10 miles per hour today and a 0% chance of rain. Moving along tonight, we have 44 degrees with mostly clear skies with a few clouds rolling in. Wind speeds up to 15 miles per hour and a 3% chance of rain. Checking out our 5-day forecast, we have Friday, again, 62 degrees, partly cloudy skies, our high of being 62, and our low of 47. Saturday, we're bringing back out the sunshine. We have 65 being our highest and our low of 47. Sunday, thunderstorms rolling in at 69 degrees being our highest and our low of 45. Checking out on Monday, partly cloudy skies again with a few chance of sunshine, 66 being our highest and our low is of 45. And on Tuesday, back up to 70 degrees, 71, and partly cloudy skies with a few chance of sunshine, our high of being 71 and our low of being 51. That's all we have for your local and national weather. APSU will be returning after this short break with your campus sports.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Yeah, Sam, Elmo. Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet. And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud. Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia. Julia knows. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much. But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Attention governors, midterms are coming up. Did you know that you can use the APSU Writing Center for help?
The center offers one-on-one consultations to help students at any stage of the writing process, from brainstorming to revisions. It's a place away from distractions so you can clear your mind and focus on your paper. The center is on the first floor in the back of the library, past Starbucks. The writing center is by appointment only, so come on down and set one up today. And remember, and always, let's go P.
Hello, I'm Hugh Wheeler. Here is the latest in Clarksville sports. Encouraging news for the Austin Peay Governors baseball team. They have won 7 of their previous 10 games after defeating Tennessee Tech and Southern Indiana this week. Stashville beat Lipscomb 2 out of 3 times this past weekend to open the Atlantic Sun season. The Governors' latest 3 victories all came on a mercy rule after taking a 10-run lead. Austin Peay leads the ASUN in almost every offensive category, including runs and home runs. APSU travels to Central Arkansas to take on the Bears in Conway for a 3-game series beginning today. Austin Peay's softball team is making history. They have won 22 straight games after sweeping the season's first conference opponent last weekend on the road at Bellarmine. This winning streak is the longest in program history and the second longest in all of Division I softball, behind only 4-time defending national champion Oklahoma. Win number 23's possibility waited a couple extra days after Southern Indiana postponed Wednesday's contest for weather. The Governor's historic streak continues at 4 this afternoon against rival Lipscomb at Kathy Maynard Park. Govs Hockey Club concluded their first full season of action last weekend with a win and a loss against Georgia Southern. Austin Peay snapped an 11-game losing streak Friday after scoring 4 goals in the third period to win 8-3. Forward Jackson Smith scored a hat trick and would go on to lead the team in goals for the season. Governors Hockey lost the first overtime game in APSU history Saturday in a crazy 5-6 finish. The Eagles, winning gold, just crossed the line to end the game. APSU junior golfer Patton Samuels scored a first-round -4 at Grand Canyon University Golf Course and finished tied for 14th in the GCU Men's Invitational last week. Governors Men's Golf comes back to Tennessee next week for the Sweetens Cove Intercollegiate in South Pittsburgh. Austin Peay Women's Golf stays in-state next week as well for the Nashville Invitational at Hermitage Golf Course. Governors Men's Tennis lost twice this week. APSU is now 0-2 in Atlantic Sun matches on the year after losing to Lipscomb 2-5 in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Austin Peay lost again yesterday afternoon in Des Moines, Iowa. The Governors traveled to Jacksonville, Florida on Sunday to take on North Florida. APSU women's tennis lost 2 close matchups this week to begin conference play. The Governors tied Lipscomb in singles play but lost the doubles point and the match by 1. Senior Denise Torrealba won her point after losing the first set 1-6 through 2 tie-breaking set points. Austin Peay travels south to take on North Florida Sunday at 9 in the morning. Governors Beach Volleyball split 2 games at the UNA tournament last weekend in Florence, Alabama. APSU takes the weekend off before traveling to Jacksonville, Florida next Friday and Saturday. Austin Peay Track and Field begins the outdoor season today in Atlanta, Georgia with the Yellow Jacket Invitational. That's all for sports. I'm Hugh Wheeler. We'll be back with more after these messages.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
Oh, man. I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back for some news to hopefully brighten your day or something to fill your calendar with. A restaurant manager in Livingston, Tennessee is searching for a couple to come back and pay for their meal after realizing they got it for free for placing their own hair on it themselves. The restaurant, The Steel Coop, tells WSMV4 that over the weekend, a couple came into the restaurant, The couple ordered their food, and when it arrived, they waited for their server to leave and then placed hair on their meals. The manager found out later from other guests that the couple placed on their food themselves. When pulling back the security tape, it was confirmed that the male went under the booth, grabbed a hair, and placed it in the food. Neither the Steel Corp nor the local police want to press charges, but the manager does want the couple to come back and pay for their meal. They have posted their video on their social media to spread awareness to other local restaurants of this situation. A woman in Ohio has turned a thrifty shopping trip into an expensive payday when she bought a painting for $2.99, which turned out to be worth more than $2,800. Her late evening shopping trip landed her an ancient painting from the American Impressionist painter Johann Berthelissen, whose work sells for more than $1,000 to $35,000. The lady tells WKRN, quote, "My first thought was that it was not real," end quote. After getting it authenticated and sold to an auction house, it ended up selling for $2,800. Call that a diamond in the rough. It's definitely been a rough and soggy start to this spring season. Severe weather hits Middle Tennessee on Saturday, resulting in tornado watches and warnings, thunderstorms, floodings, and strong winds. WKRN reports Nashville didn't see the highest rainfall totals in the region, but it received approximately 3.85 inches. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe for the region. Music City saw more rain during a weekend storm in February, where approximately 4.05 inches was recorded. We hope everyone is safe during these storms.
You may not know one of the astronauts who was stuck in space for several months is from Middle Tennessee, and he certainly is glad to be back on Earth. Barry Butch Wilmore, who has ties to Mount Juliet and Cookeville, took an 8-day trip that turned into a 9-month stint in space. Wilmore and Sonny Williams were on Boeing's Starliner capsule, which had problems making it to space station. NASA then decided it was too dangerous for use for the astronauts to return. Wilmore earned both of his bachelor's degree and his master's degree from Tennessee Tech and is also a part of the school's Sports Hall of Fame. Wilmore still stays involved as an active Board of Trustees member. Tennessee Tech University's president told News 2 that Wilmore has maintained a strong mindset despite repeated delays.
Get ready for an evening of music at Austin Peay State University. The APSU Choir Fest takes center stage on March 26 at the George and Sharon Marbury Concert Hall. Hosted by APSU's music department, this event brings together talented voices from a special performance starting at 5:30 p.m. The concert is in the grand finale of a day filled with choral excellence in the Music Mass Communication Building.
Well, all right. Second day of spring or third day of spring.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
You know, it's been really cold, honestly. I feel like that's something I definitely did not expect, for sure.
Me either. I'm excited for next week, though. I think it's supposed to be like high 60s, so at least we'll get some sunshine, hopefully.
That's definitely something that we're hopeful for in Tennessee because you can never be too sure.
Right. Can you believe we have 8 weeks left of school?
I can. I can barely remember something that happened like a couple weeks ago, let alone something that's gonna.
I feel like spring always flies by. Like
Oh, yeah.
fall takes forever, fall semester, and then spring hits and it's like, oh, we're out of school. Like I am so ready for summer. 8 more weeks. I'm counting down. I am ready.
Yeah, I feel like that's the difference between fall and spring, though. It
For
just
sure.
goes away a lot faster.
Exactly. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU TV Clarksville and Instagram at APSU_TV. Thank you for watching your APSU TV news update. We'll be back next time. And as always,
Let's go Peay.